Hey, welcome. Today, we are diving straight into one of the biggest, oldest, most mind-bending questions there is. Do we actually have free will? It's a puzzle that's kept people up at night for centuries, and we're going to look at it from some angles you might not expect.
So let's just get right to the heart of it. That choice you made this morning, what to have for breakfast, whether to hit snooze, was that choice really yours? Or was it just the final, inevitable click in a long chain of events that started way, way before you were even here? That's the core conflict, right? Free will versus determinism.
Okay, to really get a grip on this, we've got to start with the classic arguments, the philosophical foundation of this whole debate. And really, it all boils down to one thing. How much power does the past really have over your present?
So you've got these two major camps, right? On one side, you have hard determinism. This view says everything, and I mean everything, including your thoughts, is just part of an unbreakable chain of cause and effect. The universe is like a giant machine, and our choices are just gears turning exactly as they have to. Then, on the complete other end of the spectrum, you've got libertarianism. This camp says, no way, we are genuinely free. When you're faced with a choice, you truly could pick something else.
And what's so compelling and maybe a little unsettling is that modern science kind of seems to back up the determinists. I mean, from a neuroscience point of view, your decisions aren't some magical, mysterious event. They're physical things. Neurons firing, chemicals mixing in your brain. And every single one of those physical events was caused by the one before it, and the one before that, all the way back. It's a physical chain that doesn't seem to have any room for a free choice to jump in and change things.
The best way to picture this whole thing is to think about a line of dominoes. Now imagine that line of dominoes stretches all the way back to the Big Bang. Each event, each domino, knocks over the next one in a perfectly predictable sequence. So in this model, your decision to watch this, well, it wasn't really a decision at all. It was just the very last domino falling in a fantastically long chain.
Okay, but that feels kind of bleak, right? It just doesn't leave any space for real choice. So what if we looked for an escape hatch? And what if we found it in a totally unexpected place? Let's take a sharp turn into the world of mathematics, because there's a really strange and powerful idea hiding in there.
Now this question just completely shatters that whole domino analogy. What if a system could exist where the past is just forgotten, wiped clean? A system where that chain of cause and effect is snapped at every single moment. It sounds like something out of science fiction, but believe it or not, it's a real mathematical principle.
It's called the memoryless property. In probability theory, it describes certain systems where the future has absolutely nothing to do with the past. It doesn't matter what happened a second ago or a year ago, the odds of what happens next are always fresh, always the same. And this isn't just some abstract idea. It's used to model real things like radioactive decay or even how long you'll wait in the checkout line.
Here's a brilliant way to think about it. Imagine a special kind of light bulb that's memoryless. The chance of it burning out in the next hour has zero connection to how long it's already been on. So a bulb that's been on for 5 years has the exact same probability of failing as a brand new one you just screwed in. It has no history of wear and tear. It literally forgets its own past.
Just let that sink in for a second. In a truly memoryless system, the entire weight of the past just disappears. Every single moment is a clean slate, a brand new beginning, completely free from everything that came before. That whole domino chain, it's not just broken, it never even gets started.
So this brings up a huge question, right? If our choices could somehow be these memoryless events, where in our brains would a moment like that, a moment of a fresh, new decision, actually take place? To even begin to answer that, we've got to look at the neuroscience of consciousness itself.
Neuroscientists have this concept called access consciousness. Now, this isn't some vague spiritual thing. It's a very specific state where a piece of information in your brain becomes available for you to think about, to reason with, to talk about. Basically, it's the stuff that you know that you know. It's what's currently on your mind.
And one of the leading ideas for how this works is called the global workspace theory. The best way to picture it is like a theater in your mind. You've got all this activity happening backstage. Unconscious processes, memories, sensory inputs. But only one actor can step into the spotlight on stage at any given time. And when it does, its message is broadcast to the entire audience, to all the high-level parts of your brain. That moment, that global broadcast, that's what it feels like to be conscious of something.
Okay, so this is it. This is where everything we've talked about, the old philosophical problem, the weird mathematical escape hatch, and the neural stage in our minds all come together. So, how do these pieces fit?
So, which of these models better describes what's happening on that conscious stage? Is your conscious choice just the next domino falling? completely determined by that unbreakable chain of physical causes in your brain? Or could it be something more like a memoryless event, a fresh start where, in that single conscious moment, the past becomes irrelevant, and a brand new probability, a new choice, is born?
And that's really the ultimate question, isn't it? And it's one I want you to think about for yourself. When you actually make a choice, a real, considered choice, what does it feel like to you? Does it feel like an echo, the inevitable result of every experience you've ever had? Or does it feel like something totally new, something you created right there in that conscious moment?
You know, there probably isn't a simple answer here. The solution to this ancient puzzle might not be found just in philosophy, or just in math, or just in neuroscience. Maybe the real answer is hiding somewhere in the mysterious place where all three of them meet, the intersection of the physical laws of the universe, the abstract rules of mathematics, and our own personal, subjective experience of being alive.
So what do you think? Are we just incredibly complex machines acting out a script that was written at the dawn of time? Or is every single conscious moment a chance to break free and start fresh? I would genuinely love to know what you think. Drop your perspective in the comments below. Thanks so much for tuning in.